Tensions escalate as ethnic Serbs in northern Kosovo erect new barricades in Mitrovica, and Serbia puts its army on high alert.
A blizzard that has rocked through the U.S. and killed at least 28 people in western New York alone is not over, according to the state's governor.
A truck filled with rocks is barricading a road in the centre of Mitrovica, an ethnically divided city in northern Kosovo. It's one of two new barriers blocking streets in the town, erected overnight by protesting ethnic Serbs. The latest flare-up in tensions was triggered by the arrest of a Serb former police officer earlier this month. Serbs living in the northern part of Albanian-majority Kosovo refuse to recognise the Pristina government. Until now, they've only set up barricades on the main roads leading to the Kosovo-Serbia border. At a meeting with Serbian Patriarch Porfirija, Serbia's President Aleksandar Vučić said he expected the unrest to continue. He ordered the army to move to its highest state of alert, saying he believed Kosovo was preparing to attack Serbs and forcibly remove the barricades they've been setting up. Meanwhile, the Serbian defence minister has carried out an inspection of troops near the Kosovo border. And Pristina has asked NATO-led peacekeepers to remove previously established barricades, hinting that it might otherwise remove them by force.
A school building lies in ruins in the Zaporizhzhia region of Ukraine. There has been no Christmas let-up of bombardment here, with local authorities reporting 590 Russian strikes in the space of 7 days. Some of the fiercest fighting at the moment is being reported around the city of Bakhmut in the Donbass region. And here in a forest just 20 kilometers away, Ukrainian soldiers have been chopping down wood to keep their comrades on the front line warm. In the neighboring city of Toretsk, the hospital is busy. Many wounded soldiers are being treated here. In the Russian camp too, soldiers are facing up to a difficult festive season. The Russian Ministry of Defense has released these pictures of a party held at an undisclosed location near the front line as freezing temperatures descend. In its latest update, Ukraine claims to have killed 620 Russian soldiers in the space of 24 hours.
Ukraine's foreign minister has called for the United Nations to take the lead in hosting peace talks to bring an end to the war in his country. Speaking to the Associated Press, Dmytro Kuleba said his government would like Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to host the talks at the UN headquarters in New York.
We are aiming at the end of February, when the war will kind of enter its second, or is expected to enter its second year. We think that the United Nations could be the best venue for holding this summit, because this is not about making a favor to a certain country. This is really about bringing everyone on board.
Kuleba said a precondition for the talks would be full restoration of Ukrainian territory, including Crimea.
We will do everything in our powers to make the next year a year of Ukrainian victory, and that victory implies full restoration of Ukraine's territorial integrity. We will not negotiate any square centimeter or inch of our land. This is beyond negotiations.
That stand has got short shrift from Russia. Replying through state media TASS, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Russia's proposals for the demilitarization and denazification of the territories controlled by Kyiv and the elimination of threats to Russia's security must be met. Otherwise, he said, the issue will be decided by the Russian army. President Putin has told the army there will be no spending limits in the effort to achieve Russia's goals in Ukraine. Recent maneuvers in Belarus have also raised fears of a new offensive from the north.
What has been dubbed North America's worst storm in a lifetime is not over, with some 23 centimeters of snow predicted to fall in the region on Tuesday. At least 28 people have died in western New York alone since the blizzard began over the Christmas weekend. Many of those who died in Buffalo were found in their homes, snowbanks, and cars. Some people were stranded in their cars in the freezing temperature for more than 2 days. At least 50 people have died across the nation. This extreme weather, including severe cold, has gripped the United States over the past couple of days, causing power outages and travel delays.
So anyone who declares victory and says it's over, it is way too early to say this is at its completion of maybe the severity is downplaying now, and right now it's not as bad as it had been over the last couple of days, but it is still a dangerous situation to be out.
Service in Sacramento looking for Sandra Maffei.
More than 15,000 flights were canceled over the past couple of days, including more than 2,700 on Monday alone. The travel delays forced thousands of people to wait at airports to rebook their tickets or to search for their stacked luggage.
China's military has sent 7 ships and more than 70 planes towards Taiwan in a major display of force directed at the self-ruled islands. Early on Sunday and Monday mornings, Chinese aircraft, including fighter jets and drones, crossed the median of the Taiwan Strait, a violation of an unofficial boundary tacitly accepted by both Beijing and Taipei. China says it's a response to what it called US-Taiwan escalation and provocation.
Traffic has returned to normal across China as it continues to roll back years of ultra-strict COVID-19 restrictions that closed it off from the rest of the world for almost 3 years. The latest measure to be announced is the lifting of a quarantine for inbound travellers from the 8th of January. And despite a surge in COVID cases since the easing of restrictions, the liberalisation is generally being welcomed.
When it was announced, I felt that the pandemic was finally over. The travel plans I made 3 years ago might finally become a reality.
From what I can understand, the virus is still highly contagious, so there's no way we can avoid getting it. If we open up sooner, then maybe we will have herd immunity sooner.
But just how dangerous the new policy will be remains to be seen. The number of patients at this Beijing hospital has soared. With intensive care units full to capacity, general wards have been converted to emergency units to cope with the influx. And though China is relaxing its quarantine rules, neighbouring Japan says it will be tightening its restrictions for travellers from China.
The crew of Archangel is preparing for the legendary Cape to Rio yacht race. The young people taking it across the Atlantic Ocean from Cape Town to Brazil will be making history. It's the first time a yacht will be entirely crewed by young South Africans from marginalised communities. When its skipper saw the ocean for the first time when he came to Cape Town as a child, he thought it was just a big dam.
To those who didn't believe that a guy like me who come from the rural area to a township can actually skip a boat across the ocean to Rio. So I think it's going to be an eye-opener for the youngsters out there, and they're going to start thinking hard about joining this kind of sport as well. So I am excited and I am very happy about the sport, and the team as well is very excited. But hopefully in the future, the coming is going to be more people of color joining the sport, because right now we think we're about 5% or something like that.
He's hoping to inspire a new generation of black yachtsmen as he leads his team on what is the longest continent-to-continent yacht race in the Southern Hemisphere. The crew was all trained at the Royal Cape Yacht Club Sailing Academy, set up to help youngsters from marginalised communities make it in a sport dominated by rich white people.
So it took a long time for me to actually make my family understand about this sport. Up until today, they still don't understand what I'm doing. Like, the only thing they ask, are you earning something? Are you working? Is that work? You say, yeah. So to call it work, don't call it sport, it's work. So if you say it's work, they accept it. If you say it's sport, they're always on your neck saying, you got a death wish, you're going to die out there. So the easy way to escape was like, this is actually work, I'm working here, this is my work.
Zatu believes his 10-metre sloop has a shot at victory, but being at the starting line is arguably already a success for him and his crew. The Archangel will be racing against more than a dozen other boats from 5 countries to cover more than 6,000 kilometres of Atlantic waters separating the two cities. The race begins on January 2nd.